Hey, happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to the PC Live thing. Goofing off from the house. No better commute than the bedroom to the music room. This I can tell you. Now, I'm not seeing the eyeball on there, so I'm not sure this thing's working live. Hey, Miss Molly, are you producing? Testing 1, 2. Molly. There. I'm on. I see eyeballs. Okay. How you guys doing? Hump day. You baseball fans, especially Dodger fans, probably happy with yesterday's result. Dodgers won that game up 1-0. The next game's happening. Pam, how are you? Thanks for spending a little time goofing off today. Saber, how are you? It's so good to see you as well. Doug, oh, it is on like Donkey Kong, buddy. Hey, Pete, how are you, brother? Good to see you as always. What's up to you, Andrew? So, as you guys know, every Wednesday we're trying to feature a specific artist here in the Phoenix Metro, or perhaps anywhere beyond here. Live thing. Wow, Pam, not a Dodgers fan. Okay, I get it. I totally understand. You got about 30 minutes, Pete? All right, man. Well, today, the PC Live Artist Spotlight is being shown unfortunately and a little too brightly. A good friend of mine, and a guy I've known for a long time locally, Briggs Ashman. So we're going to talk to him and find out about what he's got going on and basically what's happened with you guys. But first, let's make sure we pay the bills and take care of you guys. If you need any check out Keen Auto Glass. Look, family owned and operated. Support local businessman. Don't go with the huge conglomerate. Deal up to $250 cash back. Installation and all. Insurance approved windshield replacements, or they'll full tint your windshield. You pick. Contact Keen Auto Glass, 480-550-1129 or 480-739-8345. Hey, Tony, how are you? And Jerry's in the mix, too. Keen Auto Glass, patronize them. Good people. Thank you, Kelly and Harry, for believing in the show. And also, anybody that needs some images done anytime soon, I highly recommend Lucky Dog Images. Pete Schulte does an amazing job, and he's got such an eye for so many different environments. You know, he can do the environmental thing. I mean, look at that cool nature shot. He is also, if you've got a company or a family event coming up, by all means, let him do some portrait or group shots for you guys. Headshots and photography, he can do your portfolio right there, as you can see. Highly skilled photographer. Please get a hold of Pete. This was the last time that he shot the Bill Dutcher Trio out at Janie's in Cave Creek. Always a good time, and this is all his work here. And you need some pictures for your portfolio, give Pete Schulte a call with Lucky Dog Images. It's Lucky Dog Images. Hold of him. He definitely does shots. I love that one of the horses. Salt, man. 100-9118 for Lucky Dog Images. Of photographing the Arcadia Titans High School football team. Does a great job. Pete will do it for you. Lucky Dog Images. It's Pete at luckydogImages.com. Or again, 602-600-9118. And thank you, as always, to Sabra with the termite and pest control of the rock and roll community. Whatever your pest, she'll put it to rest. Make sure you call her up, 602-791-0077. Sabra's termite and pest control. Man, give her some love. Hey, Dennis McBroom, how are you, my friend? Here's a guy that we will be featuring next week. But I want to let you guys know with the gigs coming up. In addition to live music that I'm featuring, we got coming up for you on Saturday, the Bill Dutcher Trio at Janie's of Cave Creek. Come on out, 7:30 to 10:30. Always a great time under the stars with the cacti and good company at Cave Creek. Janie's. Make sure you check that out. And then we're going to do this thing at Lucy's Sage and Sand Bar. Haven't played there yet, but it's a pretty cool venue. Hey, Kelly. And we're going to be there on Saturday, November 14th. 9 to 1. Come on out and see the rock and roll. We'll hit the other gigs here shortly, but I do want to introduce my guest, a guy that I'm absolutely honored to have here as my second artist spotlight here. Ladies and gentlemen, the good Briggs Ashman. Let's see how well the camera works. Briggs, how are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good to hear you, bro.
I'm glad I got here safe.
I know, safely and indeed over a long haul, man. But let's make sure we got to acknowledge that you're here and at least give the studio audience a chance to acknowledge themselves. Both of them. Again, you know. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, so Briggs is a guitar player.
Denied.
All right, I guess I've been denied. All right,
I'm
I'm going. Shut up. So anyway, we've been in town together a long time, and we've had the chance to share stages a few times. But for those of you out there who may be unfamiliar, Briggs, tell us all about how long you've been in town and who you've been playing with and what you've been up to.
Man,
big question. I know. I
know.
Gotta leave it open-ended, so I do this crap with the iPad.
A lot to cover there, Pete. But so I moved here in '99 and started playing music shortly after 2003 with my buddy Ryan De Herrera, who's still our bass player, and Waylon Anglin. And shortly after that is when we met you at the Mesa Amphitheater. We were both playing an event called Wingstock.
Yes, it was Wingstock. Now that was, were you, well actually you guys were you, and then I think it was like Sludge had the band after that?
Correct, yeah.
So it was three bands that
way back in the day, if anybody out there remembers the old KDKB days with Sludge's Build a Band, we opened for him, so our band is called
there it is.
Johnny Anonymous, and so we opened for Sludge at Flicka's in Scottsdale, which is now unfortunately closed.
Yeah, Flicka was an interesting cat, man. But that was a cool place to play.
Yes, it was. He had a great stage, and so that was the debut of Sludge's Build a Band. And they talked about it on the radio, and I'll never forget. It was actually, I think it was Paul Marshall that said, "Johnny Anonymous." Man, I don't know who came up with that, but I really like that name. So it was that was kind of fun for us. So we've been playing the Valley for, better part of 15 years regularly. Man, right now we've got one of the best lineups I think that we've ever had. Unfortunately, with a lot of closures, clubs and stuff, been playing more acoustically, more acoustic shows out there, which gives me a little bit more freedom to kind of play a little bit more than just the hard rock.
And stretch out a little bit.
Yeah, I do. I actually, play quite a bit more of a variety of tunes and music. And sometimes I freak people out because they're like, "Who plays that?"
Well, do your tastes go beyond rock, like country or current R&B?
Yeah. No, man. So we'll play anything from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And I always tell this joke, country and western, because they're two different genres of music now. There's some country songs that would make old Hank roll over in his grave.
Right.
Right. But I do like, I like to play to the crowds. I like to see what the demographic is of a crowd, and rather than play music at them, play music for them. So.
That's such a tough distinction to be able to do in a live situation. You really have to have the repertoire to be able to, feel your audience out. And, sometimes, and I've even, fallen victim to this, sometimes you just don't have the repertoire to make the crowd that you're in front of happy. And it's tough to try and do that Blues Brothers thing. There's only so many times you can play the theme from Rawhide,
Correct. Correct. And I have to say that, I've been very fortunate. Lucky, maybe, if the word is fortunate. Some people say blessed. I've been really fortunate to work with some of the best musicians that I can think of, and be introduced to some of the better musicians in the industry. Let's see, playing with some stuff with you guys on stage. I've done several events with Bret Michaels of Poison. We just finished up a taping at his place this last week, and that's going to be coming out in December, so be on the lookout for that.
Is it still residents here in the Valleys? Do you still have a place here, or was it out of town?
No, this was in town.
Okay, still has that.
This was in town, and great guy, great experience, and he loves the Valley, and he's quite possibly the hardest working person in show business I've ever known.
And one of the most charitable. I
Yes.
interviewed him a few months back when his solo band was coming to one of the casinos, and he just, he always makes sure that he leaves some personal possession behind to auction off for charity, some local charity. It seems like
He does.
Whether it's an eye tooth or a cowboy hat or a guitar or something, he
Always
gives
something.
of himself. Always
Yes,
something. Yeah.
there's always something, and I appreciate just what I've learned from watching him perform. I like to learn from watching other musicians perform and how they play to the crowd.
How did you first get hooked up with Bret Michaels?
Well, that's kind of an interesting story. So I moved here in the Valley in '99 and worked in IT sales and consulting. And I have been for 21 years.
Wow.
For a company called IT1, and worked for a company in Tempe. And in my training class was a guy named Mike Bailey. And Mike Bailey is now the drummer for Bret Michaels' band. And his best friend growing up is Mr. Pete Evick, Pistol Pete Evick, who is Bret's best friend and guitar player. And so I know Bret through Mike and Pete, and I've gotten to know so many other people within the industry. Even Eric Brittingham from Cinderella is now his bass player, and it's
with
just,
the long flowing blonde locks.
well, not anymore. Not anymore.
But,
Yeah.
dude, that was one of the greatest rock and roll lids I'd ever seen. Was Eric Brittingham's enormous
it's
mane
fantastic.
of blonde hair, man. That was rock and roll in the '80s, dude.
I got to tell you though, he's such a great guy, and he's so soft spoken and just kind to everybody he meets, and I've just been really fortunate. There's something to be said about being in the right place at the right time. And I really think that just through the stuff that we decided to do early on and really set ourselves apart from some of the other regular bands out there, that's how we were able to do stuff.
So, what can you say about the upcoming Bret project out in December?
Well, I can't say too much.
I'll settle for too much.
Well, so this is it's an event called the Radical Sabbatical, and we did a video montage, 45 minutes of music with Bret, and it's going to be an awesome thing. I don't know if there's going to be tickets online that you can buy to view it, or if it's private only. I don't know, but if we get any footage from it, then we will definitely share that with you and our fans, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to it. Do you have a potential date when it'll bow online?
I just know that it's sometime in December that it's going to get released. And we did a great event for Gigi's Playhouse in January. Gigi's Playhouse is a local organization that raises money for families dealing with Down syndrome. And they held an event in January that we were really, really proud to be a part of. And our guitar player, King Mike, and my buddy Ernie Nicasio on cajon, and Bret, and we were up on stage and played for a little bit for the folks. I mean, just black tie event, and I almost felt underdressed for the occasion.
It's tough to play in a monkey suit, dude.
But speaking of one of the things, and just as an example of how hard Bret works, he was literally in the middle of filming The Masked Singer at the time.
Oh, no kidding.
And flew from Hollywood into Scottsdale, did the event, and flew back out to Hollywood to continue taping Masked Singer. And so I don't know a whole lot of people, at least I've never known somebody that works harder in show business than Bret. And I look up to that, and I value what I've learned from him. So.
But that's the kind of guy he is, and whenever you get a chance to work these days, you got to take it. But again, you've been doing a lot of solo stuff, and whereabouts are some of the places that you play that people can come check you out?
Well, in the East Valley, all the way down into Queen Creek, you can see us at TC's Pub and Grub. We play at What the Hell in Mesa. Two of our favorite places are Jolie's Place. Shout out to you, Jolie. And Good Time Charlie's, Charlie and Chandler. Love playing there. Played there last weekend with Joel Mays and part of his band. It was great. I just got to be a guitar player again. Instead of being a singer, I got to just be a guitar player.
I know, right? And I can tell you that Bill Dutcher, who I saw was on the feed for just a second ago, our featured artist last week, for a time, we had a band and we had a singer, and I know Bill absolutely loves just being able to just be the guitar player and have a front man you can lean on. But it's tough to find a good one.
Well, I've always said that I'm a guitar player who can sing. I'm not a singer who can play the guitar.
Right. Brett is a singer, but he can play guitar too.
Yes, he does.
But he's such a front man. You know, he's such a good front man.
And that's what I try and do and so being able to just be in my element and just play guitar for a night. And I had a good friend, reach out to me after that show that said, "Man, it just looked like you were just having so much fun up there." And I was in my element.
Yeah, you have half the pressure, you know.
Yes. So and that's it was fun. It was just a lot of fun to be able to be a guitar player again. We're going to be playing the Hideaway in Cave Creek this weekend. And then I don't know if you're joining me on the 31st or not.
I am going to do that. We'll make the official
that.
announcement, ladies and gentlemen, right now.
All right,
it is officially
it's official.
on. Yep. Halloween, 2 to 6, the Hideaway in Cave Creek.
The 31st at the Hideaway in Cave Creek. Mr. Pete Cummings, Mr. Briggs Ashman are going to be playing from 2 to 6.
And this will be our virgin performance together.
Correct. So we love our virgins, don't we?
Yes, well, you know, ideally we don't throw them into a volcano. We engage them is what we do. So, it's going to be a good time, and we're going to work out some fun music for you guys, and certainly hope you can make it. Before you got to take the Tykes trick-or-treating, make sure to check out the Hideaway. Briggs and Pete will be entertaining you as best we can, based upon the circumstances of our immediate union. But I can't wait to do it, because you know what? This is good pressure. This is the kind of thing that brings the best out of people when you put yourself under the gun. You know, I think we'll do well.
Yeah, you know what? It's I try and keep it simple and just relaxed and fun. So, you know, there's really not a whole lot of pressure.
Exactly, and there won't be. There'll be probably a lot of tequila, but no pressure, that's for sure. So make sure you guys join us at the Hideaway on Halloween, 2 to 6 in the afternoon. Dude, can you play us a song on that box with strings you got?
Yeah.
While we get that ready, let me promote some other gigs coming up, man. Make sure you're ready to rock and roll. And I want to promote some other friends of the show here who also have some gigs coming up. My good friend Chief has got his band. I love the name of the band, Last Train to Juarez, because everyone's on that one. They're going to be playing on Tuesday the 27th at Medieval Maidens MC Bike Night. That's at Metalheads Clubhouse, 1400 South McClintock in Tempe. Hope you can make that for Tuesday the 27th. Also, Ken Rock, what? Is it Zepified or Ified? It is Zepified. 6 o'clock at the Monastery in Mesa. And Strangeland Gone Wild with a little wild...
Jason Wild.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, not Zach. It would be awesome if Zach were there, but we'll take Jason Wild, man. Great player. And that's going to be happening at the Monastery in Mesa Thursday, November 5th. And then that weekend, Rick Greenlee and one of these nights, a Great Eagles Tribute, have got a weekend at the Arizona Broadway Theater. They're going to be there for a show Friday night at 7:30. Yes, Saber, I got to get that on there next for sure. Yep, Saber, that'll be on tomorrow. You guys check out the comments. She has a wonderful benefit happening at the Roadhouse on Halloween, a veterans benefit. So we certainly hope that you guys will check that out as well and support Arizona veterans. And then Saturday, one of these nights has 2 shows at the Arizona Broadway Theater. They'll do a matinee at 2 p.m. and then the evening show at 7:30. So make sure you support live music in all forms, including Mr. Briggs Ashman, who's going to show you what he got. And perhaps I might chime in, but we'll see if it's too loud and obnoxious.
So, true story. The reason I brought this guitar, and a few people know what this is, I call this guitar my old man, because at the age of 12 years old, I found this guitar in a dumpster.
You kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Dude, and have you done anything to it?
I
just
restrung it a couple of months back, about 2-3 months ago. I restrung it.
Wow, dude.
And literally, my mom thought I stole it.
Well, of course, man, because, yeah, Mom, I found it in a dumpster. I believe you.
Yeah, no, and so she made me go around the entire neighborhood, you know, asking if somebody, and it was not stolen, and even there was a guitar shop across the street, and they didn't even carry this brand of guitar, so they're like, no, it didn't come from us.
So perhaps maybe someone tried to pawn it there, and there's like, yeah, no, we're good.
I don't know exactly what happened.
Ended up in a dumpster.
But the tone on it is still great, and some people were like, "Oh man, God was looking out for you. God put that guitar in the dumpster." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't know."
Yeah, right next to the banjo and the accordion, right?
Yeah, exactly. It still sounds great. And it's got a great tone to it.
And what brand is it? It's an
M Pro.
M Pro.
It's an M Pro EF21. They're not worth anything anymore, but they haven't made them in years. So it's somewhat of a collector's item.
And you've got some great wear on the frets, man.
Oh, yeah.
On the fretboard. I love that. Looks like you put it to good use over the years.
You can see how much
You've
wear
worn
and
away
tear that I've worn away at these frets. And
people pay good money for that type of weathering on their acts, like this.
True story.
Now, granted, the Stevie axe is a bit of a knockoff, but if you're as big a Stevie fan as I am, that's just something you got to have in the house. A Lenny replica. But so, what will you play for both of the people checking us out today?
All right. Well, to all of you checking us out, I thought that on My Old Man, I would play a little Old Man from Neil Young.
Very cool.
Okay. If you want to grab it, you got a shaker or something?
I do got a little
All
percussion. See if we can make it work.
This is an interesting one that he wrote. It alternates between 2/4 and 4/4 timing.
That's right.
For all you drummers out there,
it beats 5/4.
True. I mean,
like
it's
money.
not a Dream Theater song.
Right. Exactly. No, they don't call them Neil Theater. dude. Very well
All right,
done.
man. That was fun.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Now,
That
really,
was fun.
sit down behind the velvet rope. Quit it. Seriously. Now, look, leave him alone. You know, he's an artist.
It's fine.
He's an artist. Nice, dude. That's
Thank
such a
you.
great song. You know, Neil Young's such a underrated songwriter with the Bill Trio. You know, we'll do Harvest Moon, and
Oh, great song.
I'm amazed at how many people, because that song to me, you know, is not necessarily a barn burner, but it's just such a haunting melody, and so many people love that song. Danny T. Taylor loves that song as well.
They do.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me how many great songs Neil has written, and the way he has stood the test of time. Now, has he always been one of your favorite artists, or what does Neil mean to you?
Well, actually, not. I mean, not a whole lot. It's more that era. I loved how. Like if you've ever seen the documentary Laurel Canyon,
Yes.
there's
On
so
Netflix.
much. Oh my gosh, there's so much musical knowledge and history that came out of that. And a couple years back, our Johnny Anonymous, our band, we were asked to play at the Whiskey A Go Go in Hollywood. And so watching that documentary and seeing the history behind the whiskey and learning how he got hooked up. I mean, he was a singer of the Byrds, which very few people even knew, and they played the whiskey all the time with the Doors and you know, and Van Halen and not them together, but stepping on that stage at the whiskey is just so humbling when you think about just the sheer number, the amount of talent that has graced that stage, and what an experience.
It's a proving ground, and it has been for decades. You know, that's one of those stages. You know, everyone wants to tick off the bucket list of I played the whiskey, man.
Yeah. So Neil to me is you know, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan. I'm a lover of songs and harmony, and when I hear a song that's got, you know, that's meaningful to me. I love playing Old Man on my old man. So that's why I call this my old man, because, I mean, I've had this since I was 12 years old. And
That's amazing. Obviously, the A guitar is the one you whip out.
well, no, I very rarely pull this one out.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, this is,
so it's not the
no,
Gigasaurus Rex,
no,
man. This one's special occasion.
This mainly hangs on the wall like so.
Oh my gosh! Well, dude, I am so flattered that you brought out the old man for a gig here on the PC Live thing, because
Yeah.
you know, these are the kind of instruments that you know, they don't define you, but they are such a part of your musicality, and it's almost like your favorite pet dog or some pet that, you know, that never dies. Ideally, that's always with you and always gives you that warm feeling inside when you pick it up.
You ask guitar players all over the place. Your guitars become like your kids. You just don't get rid of them.
Right. Right.
And I remember in high school, man, my mom made me sell a guitar. It was a Steinberger. You know, like the ones that Eddie used to play, those little teeny
Yeah, the little
tiny
box ones. Yeah.
Joey Carter, if you're out there watching, Joey Carter.
Joey Carter,
played one.
great guitar player.
He is a fantastic
Great guitar player.
Joey
I played a
guitar
few gigs with Joey, man.
Yes,
Played
so
around with Joey,
I
and
still-
such a nice guy.
He is great, and I have so much regret about selling that guitar.
But he bought it.
Seriously. Oh, well.
But he bought it?
No.
Oh.
No, he played one. He's the only other player in this town that I know that actually used to really play one on a regular basis, and I really regret selling that guitar.
Do you remember a band that I played in for a while? The only other guy that can think of that played one, you know, Kerry Jackson and the Crack Smoking Grannies. Remember that
Crack
band?
Smoking Grannies.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh,
dude.
that reminds me of our close friend Anita.
Yes.
Hello, Anita.
That's
How
right.
are you?
Hello, Anita. And and Jim Van Streeter and Rich Charlton, and but yeah, Kerry Jackson, a tremendous guitar player. But I remember we used to play so many shows at O'Kelly's
Yes.
back in the
Crack Smoking
in the
Grannies.
early aughts, man. I played with the Crack Smoking Grannies, and you know, and
really
we did.
taking us back.
But
isn't it?
yeah, he really he was amazing on it, and he loved that Steinberger, man. He's the only guy that I've ever jammed with that played one, and regularly he would try it out for probably about, you know, a third of the night.
Yeah. There's
Amazing
a lot of regret.
guitars.
A lot of regret. Thanks, Mom.
That's
anyway.
no good at all. Mom, do you see what you turned your son into?
It's unbelievable.
A man filled with regret. That's no good at all. Good Lord. So yeah, very excited to announce again on Halloween we're going to be playing together at the Hideaway in Cave Creek. It's going to be from 2 to 6 in the afternoon. Before you take the tykes out trick or treating, make sure you stop on by, put yourself in the proper frame of mind to take the kids trick or treating. You know
Show
how
up in
that
costume
goes.
if you like.
Yeah. Is there any incentive aside
Yeah, I don't
from?
think so. But if you show up just wearing a mask, you win.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's going to be a doctor that day.
Right.
Doctor.
So-
Exactly. So, what what is your take on the music industry now that you've been kind of reduced, as so many artists are, to largely single and duo gigs and stuff? What is your take on when COVID is finally going to get under control and we're back to live bands everywhere all the time? We all miss it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the most important thing right now is to just support each other when you can. If I have a night out or night off, I'm going to places. I'm going to support other local musicians and making sure that that I'm staying safe with the mask and everything. And so whether it's the monastery, I love that Zephyfied's been Jason Wilder playing this Thursday. That's tomorrow. No, it's not tomorrow. It's in a couple of weeks on a Thursday. But I'll probably be there to support those guys that night. For me, when it all comes down to is just making sure that you continue to support how you can support, whether it's watching online broadcasts or actually going out and supporting the clubs and the restaurants that are really struggling right now. It's sad to see some of them closing down. A lot have had to close down, and I'm very grateful for the ones that are still open. So as long as places are open and want music, there's going to be demand for live entertainment. Now, as far as concerts, like full-blown concerts, like the stadium tour, Motley Crue and Poison and Def Leppard, that's still kind of up in the air. We really don't know. We don't know if that's happening or not. And I still have my tickets, so I'm crossing my fingers. Hopefully.
Exactly. I got tickets for a show in Vegas in April, and I'm hoping that that happens because it's such a different atmosphere. And Arizona Bike Week, of course, recently took a stab at it, and I felt with the insurmountable odds that were placed in front of them, they did a really good job of bringing an event and keeping people safe, but still giving people, for me, it's all about that tribe of getting the performers together with the audience and that synergistic vibe that is created when you're both together in the same place. And, Night Ranger were amazing that night, and I had a chance to play twice on the Saturday a couple of weekends ago, and it felt really good, man. I mean, you know what that's like. As I always say, man, applause is the most addictive drug out there.
It is.
When you get a chance to get that connection back with an audience, I mean, I don't know how much longer people can go without it.
That is a really, almost $1 million question. Is because I've always said this, man. Like, people in the United States value their entertainment.
Absolutely.
It completely, goes the wayside. It's what unites us. The love of good music. It's not, it doesn't have to be political. If you love music, that's something that can really bind us. Love of some of my favorite bands, Van Halen, the Doobie Brothers. You don't have to. That doesn't have to be a political statement to love music, and that's what I think our world needs more of right now.
Absolutely, and of course, a name that you just mentioned, I was absolutely gutted last week hearing that Edward Van Halen was no longer playing on this planet, and I don't know about you, but for me, Ed and Van Halen were decidedly one of my 3 favorite bands of all time. It transformed the way that I looked at music and how amazingly entertaining it could be, and I have not been the same. Certain artists pass away, and it really it's a kick in the junk. Tom Petty for a lot of people, Prince for a lot of people, but Eddie Van Halen for me was right up there with this guy, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I was like,
right.
This is not the same planet anymore.
I was actually down in Rocky Point playing at Wrecked at the Reef. It was a Tuesday morning when I got the news. October 6th,
Yep.
a day that I'll never forget. And I kind of lost it. I kind of really lost it because
I remember you texted and you said, dude, how am I supposed to play tonight?
yeah, I really didn't know how I was going to pull myself together. And fortunately, a good amount of Roger Klein's Mexican Moonshine Tequila. Thank you.
The elixir.
Yes.
That magic elixir.
Yeah.
Yay, tequila!
Thank you, tequila. it really helped. It really helped me get through the show, and then a few days later, I read something. I can't remember who said it, but it said we shouldn't really concentrate so much on what we lost, but more on what we gained. What did Edward give us? What did Eddie give us? And to me, I can't think of another individual who fundamentally transformed the way that guitar was played, but not just played, but made. He transformed the way guitars were made.
Yeah.
And that is really, that's what, to me, what kind of separates him from the rest. I mean, everybody was playing Les Pauls back then.
Right.
And
he went for the Kramer.
And then and it was called the Frankenstein because he wasn't wealthy. He put together stuff from scrap. I mean,
My favorite was the quarter back by the bridge.
Yeah.
That quarter drilled in there.
Correct.
For the right, leverage.
So I've got my knockoff, from Fender, my EVH,
Which is available to view on Briggs' Facebook page.
It
By all
is.
means, check him out. There's some great pictures of you and that guitar, man.
and our Johnny Anonymous page as well. It was cool. I got to play a little Eruption this last weekend and do a little tribute to him. And it's the one person that I wanted to meet before I died. And damn, it was a gut punch.
Well, I can tell you, I had the privilege on the Van Halen 3 tour. Now, the album they did with Gary Sharon, I was gainfully employed in radio at the time, and had the privilege of being backstage. Dude, I got to interview Ed on that tour, and let me tell you, there have been very few times in my career, I can count them on one hand, that I was truly starstruck. Because this is a guy that when I was 12 or 14 years old, when I first discovered Van Halen, Eddie was bigger than life, man. Yeah. And even still on this day, and God, what it was like, 97, 96, 97, somewhere around there when that album came out, because I was out at KUPD in late 98, so it was probably that year or the year prior. And said, okay, so I had this mobile broadcast thing happening, and I had the headphones on, I had the microphone checking into the studio. Hey, we're ready to go. Got a good level, okay? And I'm standing, and there's that pavilion at the Auction Pavilion. There's the building that the front of which has the stage area, and the back is kind of the administrative entrance and all that. I was positioned right outside that door, and you know where the dressing rooms are there. And I'm just looking through the door, and then it was like slow motion. It was like Phoebe Cates in Fast Times getting out of the pool. All of a sudden, slow motion. Eddie came around the corner, and he had the Frankenstein guitar on, and he's noodling, warming up, and he's walking towards me, and that was when I had to do my interview with Ed. So he came out with the Frankenstein guitar on. Wow. And I'm talking to him, and it was not a great interview, because I was just, I just couldn't believe I was standing there talking to Eddie Van Halen at that moment in time. If you had told me when I was 14 years old that I was going to have that moment, I never would have believed you. But I've done better interviews, and I've had a million over the years, but that's one I wish I could get back again on, because Eddie was just a presence like none other than I've ever met in rock and roll.
Yeah, I studied the way that he played and how he played, and really just tried to learn as much from him as I could as a player, and I feel like I've learned just as much from Brett about being a performer and capturing audiences, playing to audiences. So I've always tried to combine those two together to just make it fun for people that come to our shows and see good music and good entertainment that's not boring.
and so much a part of that is, I looked at footage of my band opening for Night Ranger, and then I looked at Night Ranger, and it's like there was so much to be said for choreography and
Yes.
being at certain places on the stage during certain songs, and you have to make it really, really visually engaging, not just sonically engaging, but you've really got to put on a big show, and so much of that is owning as much of the stage as you're given.
Correct. And that's, when we, way back in the day, Cool FM 94.5, we won their Battle of the Cover Bands. We were the first year winners. And there's only 3 of us. And the second year winners, the Rock Hogs, they looked at there's 5 of them. And they looked at that and they said, man, what did they do? And we just kept running around the stage. There's only 3 of us, and that includes our drummer.
And he can't run around his hill.
He can't run around.
He's
so,
fixed.
So Ryan and I, our bass player, we just sat and just ran around the stage. And at one point, I even went into the audience, playing a Who song, and it was just fantastic. It was a fun time, and still one of my favorite songs to play. Baba O'Reilly from the Who. And,
Well, yeah.
And it's great, man. The just hanging on to some of those great memories that you've had for Night Ranger. They're on my bucket list to meet, so I'm a little jealous of you for that.
We'll connect down the road on that, man. Those guys aren't done yet, man. They're an amazing live band.
I must have, if any of them are watching, I had Dawn Patrol on cassette.
Kelly Kagi, always lovely watching.
Yeah.
Can you make sure that Kelly finds that out? Dawn Patrol on cassette here, ladies
Dawn
and gentlemen.
Patrol.
That's a win. That is a win.
Until it broke.
Really? You wore it out?
I wore out that cassette.
It's an amazing album, man.
It was one of my favorites, Dawn Patrol. So,
oh, yeah.
And I have my older sister, Christy, to thank for that, actually.
Sister Christy,
yeah, she's the one that put it in. I'm like, what is this? This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just an amazing band.
And then being able to go and debut, we did our version of Don't Tell Me You Love Me.
Which is not an easy song.
No, we did that on the Whiskey A Go Go stage for the first time for our fans. We wanted to give our fans that came out from Phoenix to see us something that we'd never played before. And next thing I know, Alex Grossi from Quiet Riot, Chips Enough from Enough's Enough are literally coming down the stairs from the green room and watching us play. And all of a sudden we're like, oh shit, we better not screw this up.
That's a big bite, man.
Yeah,
it's a big bite.
Don Jameson hosted the evening from VH1's That Metal Show. It was just such a great experience, and I've loved good music, and I want to give good music.
Well, I certainly hope that he's got a little more good music in him. Now, Briggs Ashman, our artist spotlight here on PC Live, have you got one more in you, man?
Sure.
In honor of EVH.
Yeah, sure. You're going to have to plug your phone in, though, because your battery life
Am I dying?
went down to 15%.
See. There it is. That I've got. No more technical glitches today.
No more technical glitches. There we go. Now we're plugged
Once
in.
enough. All right. It. You can just go ahead and, I suppose, play and surprise everybody, including me.
So, you know what? Might as well, from 1986, because I was living in Southern California at
this
the
is
time.
the Van Hagar era now.
This is the first Van Hagar era, and this is one of those first songs that came out that really resonated with me, and I still love it. And I love both eras. I love Roth, I love Hagar, and at least we still have Sammy that's still performing with the Circle and still keeping those memories alive for me.
Absolutely,
so I love that song.
I know this one.
Hold on.
No tech. Where's your tech? She's been tuned off stage.
I know. my work that makes it work on. Let the magic work for you. Something reached out and touched me. Now I know all I want the best of both worlds. And honey, I know what it's worth if we could have the best of both worlds. A little bit of heaven right here on earth. Yeah. And there's a picture in the gallery, fallen angels look a lot like you. We forget sometimes I had a dream, it was really you. Something reached out and touched me. Now I know all I want the best of both worlds. And honey, I know what it's worth if we could have the best of both worlds. A little bit of heaven right here on earth. Oh, you don't have to die and go to heaven or hang around to be born again. Just tune in to what this place has got to offer, 'cause we may never be here again. Oh, I want the best of both worlds, and honey, I know what it's worth if we could have the best of both worlds. A little bit of heaven right here on earth. Yeah. Tell me, is it enough? I hope so. I hope so. Now it ain't ever be enough. Oh, let's try it out.
Stumpy. Love the way they take it out on the record.
Thanks, little
Ladies and
live
gentlemen,
version.
Briggs Ashman, ladies and gentlemen, for
Thank
the
you
love
so
of
much,
God. How
everybody.
about that? Love the Van Halen. Ain't nothing wrong with a little VH.
From Johnny Anonymous, baby.
Dude, fantastic, man. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Sounds absolutely awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for spending a little time here. And make sure that you guys go and check out Mr. Johnny Anonymous himself. Briggs Ashman going to be playing live. Dude, what do you have coming up the next couple of weeks that people can check you out? And where are you online? So people
All
can
right,
connect.
so you can look us up. Our website is johnnyanonymous.net, and we have I only have one show this week. That is at the Hideaway in Cave Creek from 2 to 6 on Saturday with my boy Johnny Hammer, Mike DeVere, and then next Tuesday night I will be at Good Time Charlie's in Chandler. Tuesday night from 6 to 9 acoustic, and then Saturday with yours truly here again at the Hideaway. So and then lots more to come. We're gonna pull some stuff off, people. You just watch.
I do believe, yes. This is the beginning of a wonderful friendship, Dan.
Or
Musically.
Continuation.
Continuation
Only.
more there.
Right.
But we haven't had a chance to really truly do a lot of jamming together, but I certainly hope that this is the beginning of a lot of cool stuff together, brother.
Very much. Appreciate it, Pete. Thank you so much.
Briggs Ashman, everybody, here on your PC Live Artist Spotlight. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out one more time for the good people in the mix. I had it here just a second ago. Me, but don't forget the Bill Dutcher Trio Saturday night at Janie's of Cave Creek, and one more time, please, everybody, make sure if you need any auto glass work done at Keen Auto Glass, give them some love. Support local businesses, not the big conglomerate, and they'll take great care of you with this excellent deal as well. Up to $250 cash back at installation on all insurance-approved windshield replacements or full tint on your windshield. You pick, get a hold of Keen Auto Glass. Thank you so much, Kelly and Harry, for the support. 480-550-1129, 480-739-8345. Got a great game for Thursday night football tomorrow. Show me your picks. It's Giants at Eagles. Put them here in the comment section or email them to me at Pete Cummings Entertainment. If you know anyone else worthy, like the good Briggs Ashman, to sit down here and get you guys what they're all about creatively, we would absolutely love to have them here. So, Briggs, thanks again, brother.
Love everybody. Thank you so much.
You guys have a great rest of your hump night, and we'll be back at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks so much.